Best of 7 News in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend. This is the award-winning News 20 at 5 Live.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of FAMU TV News 20 at 5. I'm Chakoria Burns. The Florida House and Senate are teaming up again to have another special session to decide on the budget for state funding. Usually a budget is decided on by the time of year, but both parties took a break after differences about opinion about Obamacare caused the month hiatus. This is a good indication public institutions such as FAMU and Florida State that are dependent on state funding. The budget decision also affects social services agencies under the state constitution. Both parties must decide a budget by the 1st of July 2015. Now residents can begin to let out a sigh of relief. The Tallahassee Mall is finishing up their construction. Here is multimedia journalist Winston Charlman with an update.
With business coming and going at the Tallahassee Mall, the completion of the construction is leaving business owners anxious yet excited about mall traffic. Business owner Vince Raffington gives his insight.
We're anxious. We're thinking that it's going to bring a lot more traffic to the mall. With a lot more traffic, then of course increased business. I mean, that's the upside. I guess the downside of that is that sometimes they run behind because of the weather, and then we're stuck in this kind of construction mode. And then, you know, sometimes people lose their enthusiasm.
The mall will include a 6,500-seat weather-protected amphitheater and a brickyard concept that will be used for the food court with dining and entertainment offerings. The amount of customers should multiply as the new facility will have a lot more to offer. Tallahassee resident Marcus Jenkins is excited.
I believe once they build this new mall, it's going to bring a lot of more business and a lot of restaurants and different things like that there. And, you know, it'll be convenient for me to actually come, like, just from the house if I'm getting off of work, and I can stop by the mall just to pick up a few items.
The mall is expected to be 99% completed by October 8th. 72% of the mall is leased out to businesses, and the AMC movie theater will be upgraded with new technology and seats. With new businesses and restaurants on the way, the Tallahassee Mall is sure to bring in new employees as well as new customers to keep the parking lot and the mall full. Winston Charlemont, News 20 at 5.
October is right around the corner. Be sure to check out renovations of the mall when you get a chance. A Tallahassee man sits in jail tonight for using an unusual weapon, a sword. 45-year-old Tyrone Jordan was arrested and charged with attempted murder for attacking another man with an 18-inch blade after a heated argument. Davis stabbed the victim in his back and cut his upper arm. The exchange started when Davis kicked over a grill, bicycle, and threw a weight through the window of an apartment owned by the victim and his brother, located on East Pershing Street. Jordan has to pay a $25,000 bond and is scheduled to be put before a judge on Friday morning. Local Big Bend organizations have collaborated to bring a city revamped, a shelter to the city of Tallahassee. The shelter has relocated to its new location on Municipal Way near the Goodwill on Pensacola Street. Local resident Lewis Martin, who has been homeless for over a year now, shares the importance of the new shelter.
You ever been in the cold? It's very important. People get sick. I got 3 kids I go see every day.
If you are interested in contributing to the shelter's cause, feel free to pay them a visit at 2640 Municipal Way or visit their website at TallahasseeLeonShelter.com. A court ruling could be decided on factor whether or not slots will be allowed in neighboring Tallahassee counties, Gretna and Gadsden. According to some residents, the politicians and slot machines are viewed as a great economic opportunity. Meanwhile, the opponents view gambling as a threat to the quality of life, believing that their proposal can open the floodgates to the criminal activity such as prostitution. Gadsden County Commissioner Brenda Holt was quoted saying, This is the only time the community has came together for the economic development. Coming up, is the United States potentially going to war over the China Sea? Also, stick around for an update on the floods in Houston and other areas of Texas. You are watching TV News 20 at 5.
Every day, our brave troops and their families stand up for us.
For years, we've asked so much of so few.
Now we have a chance to serve these heroes.
To give time, offer comfort, or lend a hand.
To ease the burden on a military family.
Let's honor their service by volunteering ours.
Remember when imagination could take us anywhere? It still can. Destination Imagination is an extraordinary after-school activity that lets any child experience creativity, teamwork, and problem-solving. Parents and teachers, start a Destination Imagination team and let your child begin the journey of a lifetime.
Welcome back to TV News 20 at 5. I'm Chakoria Burns. President Obama has officially declared the state of Texas a major disaster area after it was with extreme rainstorms flooding the state. There is reportedly enough water to cover the entire state with 8 inches of rain. This translates to roughly 37.3 trillion gallons of water. These torrential floods have washed away thousands of homes. Also, about 600 cattle were caught in floodwaters near the Trinity River. Currently, the known death toll is at 22 right now. On the positive side, drying patterns starting Sunday and water levels expected to recede by tomorrow. An old viral disease has an ugly return. Here's Gabrielle Dawkins to tell us more.
Deadly infectious Ebola virus has killed close to 4,000 people in West Africa, according to the World Health Organization. Carol Ransom, who believes that the government is not explaining every detail on how the disease is transmitted, says that we need to limit air travel.
We just have to make sure that the country is safe from this terrible disease because it's an uncontrollable outbreak.
According to the CDC, some symptoms of Ebola include high fever, headache, joint and muscle aches, sore throat, weakness, diarrhea, abdominal stomach pain, and unexplained bleeding and or bruising. Just 2 weeks ago, Thomas Duncan boarded a plane carrying the Ebola virus entering the U.S. There's signs like this that keeps travelers informed and aware of what's going on in West Africa. The director of aviation at Tallahassee Regional Airport, Chris Curry, explained that TRA is a secondary airport and does not have screenings or tests set in place to detect Ebola.
Right now, until something is clearly stated as what the airport response should be, we're going to follow the plans much like we have for pandemic influenza or other viruses that have been known to infiltrate the United States.
Ebola is said to be contracted by contact with infected blood, urine, and other bodily fluids. For News 20 at 5, I'm Gabrielle Dawkins.
If you or a loved one are showing symptoms of the Ebola virus, please visit healthdirect.com. The United States and China are threatening to go to battle over the China Sea. The China military has apparently built a man-made islands in the sea. The U.S. believes that China has done this to provoke the United States leadership in the area. China has also a problem with the United States after they caught the United States flying a spy plane over the islands. The pilot was issued a warning, "Please go away," as he passed overhead. Coming up, stay tuned to see how FAMU baseball fared in their first ever NCAA tournament berth. Also, see who Vegas shockingly has as the overwhelming favorite to win the NBA championship. You're watching News 20 at 5.
I'm training to become a professional wrestler.
I'm going to be a choreographer. I'm studying to be a computer engineer. I'm going to have my own band.
Operation Game. Be everything you want to be. Contact your local Boys and Girls Club for more information.
The FAMU baseball team lost their rematch to the University of Florida 19-0 in Game 1 of Gainesville Regional of the NCAA tournament. Their season came to an end when 8-1 lost the number 21 ranked Florida Atlantic University Owls. Marlon Gibbs went 2 for 3 with a walk on the day and hit 3 for 7 in 2 games. Florida Atlantic put out the game, reached with 5 runs in top of the 5th inning, including a 3-home run from Poetra. The Owls will face their loser on the Florida and South Florida winners bracket game. Switching over to the Florida State baseball now, the Seminoles have advanced to the Super Regional of the NCAA playoffs against in-the-state rival, the Florida Gators. The two teams will clash in Gainesville on Friday. The first pitch will be thrown at 7:30 p.m. The PGA Golf Memorial Tour begins tomorrow at 8 a.m. in Dublin, Ohio, at Murfield Village Golf Course. Tiger Woods is scheduled to tee off at 8:15. Jordan Spieth, who has been red hot lately, tees off at 8:26 Thursday morning. Spieth is favored to walk away with $6.2 million purse. Spieth tied 19 in last year's tournament. He is 5th in 1-putt percentage, 3rd in 3-point avoidance. The Golden State Warriors, according to Las Vegas odds makers, are a 70% favorite over the Cleveland Cavaliers, brings home the Larry O'Biden Trophy this year. This Golden State's first finals appearance in 40 years. Meanwhile, this is the Cavaliers' second finals appearance since LeBron James led the 2000s. Since LeBron James led the 2 finals in 2007. Both teams have a combined 25-4 record. That is the fewest combined games to reach the finals since 2003. It is anticipated to be the most exciting final in recent years. Tip-off begins at 9 p.m. tomorrow night in Oakland, California, in Oracle Arena. Straight ahead, stay here to see what time the Department of Transportation has in store for pedestrians crossing the street. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back on TV News 20.
Florida A&M University students have explored international cultures while discovering what they can become.
From Hong Kong working as a camp counselor to the Dominican Republic for the Study Abroad program, I discovered my passion for international studies. As Miss FAMU, the university has prepared me to represent my institution in the global market.
Discover what you can become.
Descubrir lo que puede llegar a ser.
Yeah, what she said. For more information about our Study Abroad program, visit discoverfamu.com.
Welcome back to TV News at 5. I'm Shakoria Burns. Pedestrian safety measures are being implemented on the busiest streets of Tallahassee to save lives of those crossing traffic lights. The Department of Transportation has issued warnings to drivers to be mindful of pedestrians while at stoplights and to avoid texting while driving. District Safety Engineer Holly Walker tells us more about the issue.
They were concerned about motorists not stopping for them and that their concerns were not being heard, and they were very happy that we were giving them what they were looking for. So in particular at Monroe and Gaines, that we were going to a protected only phase.
What an insightful piece. Make sure you follow pedestrian sites after seeing that I planted too. Thanks again for watching another edition of FAMU TV News 20 at 5. I'm Shagoria Burns. Have a great night.